Hello, welcome back to Desert Dog's Garage. My name is Harry. A little while back I took the fuel injection off this 99 Harley Davidson Road King and converted it to carburetor. It's been running great. I've had no problems with it and I'm enjoying it. So I'm going to kind of do the next step here. I'm going to pull the heads off this and the cylinders off this, and I kind of got a little lower end noise down here. Not quite sure what it is. I don't like it. It drives me nuts. It's probably, you know, it's time. This thing's got about 100,000 miles on it. It's time to go through this top end here and see what I got, and then I can check the crank out. If everything's fine, I'm going to put it back together and get the parts to put it back together. But if it's not, I'm going to, you know, maybe do a little big bore kit on the top. Maybe I'm thinking 97. I don't really want to go much bigger. I don't need to go much bigger on this. I'm not high performance. Just needs a refreshing up because I plan on keeping this bike for a long time and I want to take care of it. So I think I want to do the right things. So I'm going to get to it here. I'm going to gut this, drain the tank, pull the carb, pull the manifold off, and tear it apart and get down to it. So stick around and check it out and we'll learn something. All right, well, I got the fuel tank is draining right now, so while that thing's draining I'm gonna start pulling this apart, get the carb off here and get down to her. Then I'll pull the tank after it drains, get it out of there, and then we'll get into the guts. So now I gotta let that drain out of there. I go over there and disconnect the stabilizer links and all that. So I'll get over there and get that done. All right, let's get that stabilizer off here. And pull the carb off. All right, a little cap screw back here, one on here. I'm gonna leave that one in a little bit. And I got a little gas running out there, see? And then get this one, leave that top one in. Then I can get over there and pull that off. Alright, there's me screw right there. Alright, let's pull this puppy off. Them cables off there. Oh, alright. Alright, I'm gonna have to go over there. Alright, hang on there. Okay. Get this off. Let's get the cables off there. Alright, I'll get my 3/8 up there. To readjust. Had it pretty good, but whatever. All right. Oh, yep, there's gasoline in there. Okay. Up out of the way. All right, that carb is out of the way. Okay, carb is off. Now, let's get these cables up out of the way. Get them up there. Okay, I think that's up all the way. Okay, now I'll get this intake manifold off here. I remember I did have a special Allen wrench, a little short stubby one on that. So let me grab that. I'll go with that one right there. Yeah, that's it. Yo! There we go. Yeah. Yeah. I've been thinking about this for a long time. When I first got this bike, it was quieter. I mean, it was a Harley, quiet, not quiet. It had, you know, you always get your, especially on these twin cams, you get this upper noise up top here, but it's not that big a deal because the everything's within tolerance and nothing's getting shaved off, so it all runs fine. Just a little noisy on top, but down here is where she started getting noisier as the days went on. Started getting a little clunking at startup. In my mind, I'm thinking wrist pin, maybe some piston slap, but I don't think I've had the cam plates off. I've had the compensator apart, and the bearings are great. So it ain't that, unless there's something down in the crank. But I don't know. We'll find out, I guess. God, I sure hope not on the crank, because that'll suck. But it'll be what it is. You know, it's to me, I would rather rebuild this bike than go buy a new one. Yeah, that ain't me, man. I'd rather stick $3 grand in this thing and have me a nice bike, because, you know, really on these Harley Davidsons, all you really got is you got to take care of bushings, bearings, belts, brakes. That's it. Unless you really crash it, the whole frame, tires, wheels, brakes, everything. They say these go but these are mounted on rubber. The old Evos, I think, on the back had some problems over time. A lot of miles on there. Them brake calipers in the back will kind of work their way wider, and they'll rattle a lot. So, but you know, this, if I got to do some transmission work, I'm all good with that. I'm all good with that. I don't mind it, you know. Yeah, but I hate being down on a bike. I just hate it. It just drives me nuts. I had a long break where we didn't ride, but yeah. Anyway, let's get this going. I already started tearing this apart here. I started and I pulled the exhaust off it before, not on camera. So, but yeah, it's just exhaust. All right, there's that one. Now over on that side's a 1/2 inch. All right, I'm gonna take care of this side. Then we'll come back and pull that apart. You just gotta loosen these ones up. All right, stay there. All right, slide it right out. It's probably gonna make me do a little more loosening over there. Oh, there we go. Okay, manifold is off. Seals are set. Good to go. All right, manifold's off. All right, let's pull the rocker boxes off, covers off here. That's at 7. Yeah. Guess I could have got that one. Yeah, I ain't gonna get that. All right, we'll get my speed wrench up in here. That ain't gonna break. Here. I might got to get under that with the wrench. This ain't going to take that off. Alright. One rocker box cover and gasket. Not all gasket's still good on these. Multiple times I've had them off and use the same gasket, ain't had no problem. And if they start leaking, I'll just put a new gasket on there. Simple. Stay up there. All right, another one. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Golden. Now, all right, let's pull the rocker arms out of here. Okay, 3/8. Get this breather off. All right, let's go put that. Put this right back in the rocker arm box. The cover came off. There. The other one off. Get me a wrench. I got a wrench over here somewhere. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Yeah, some of this you can't get in. I hate lower end noise or cylinder noise. I don't mind tap noise. I can handle that, but I can't handle the noise down here. I just can't. Makes me feel something's gonna go catastrophically bad. I gotta dig into it, man. Get that paranoia feeling like, whoa. Plus getting stranded, nah, cost me money then. Rather just pay the money now. Again, the bike needs it. Needs a refresh. It's time. Give her some love. She gave me some love. Never failed me. Never broke me down on the side of the road in 100,000 miles. Never has. Flat tire. That's it. Flat tire's all that's ever happened. That fuel injecting, I was having problems. Oh, 70, probably about 40,000 miles ago, all of a sudden I'm going down the road, and I don't know if this was started or not, but years back, a few years back, 4 or 5 years ago back, we made a long trip. And you know, on long trips you're always, especially we don't go on highways, we just stay on the back roads, 55, 60 mile an hour roads. And started every once in a while I'd just get a pop and it would just stop, turn back on. Wouldn't kill me on the side of the road, and I'm like, first time I'm like, what in the hell is that? Well, I know what it is. It was the throttle positioning sensor starting to go bad, and that was way back, and it got more and more and more as time went on that I was having them problems. And finally it started doing, and that's where it went out at, the throttle positioning sensor, because I rang it with my meter, my own meter, and that's right at the spot where the cruise spot is where it went out. So ever since then, that's when I've been having problems, with this EFI system. And it kept, like I said, blowing that code, that the throttle positioning sensor, and then the crank positioning sensor code. I replaced it both. The crank positioning sensor, that went bad for sure, because there was a big difference on there. The throttle positioning sensor then started going off and spitting and sputtering at lower RPMs, and then it kept faulting at that. And the crank positioning sensor is fine. I check it, so I knew that what it was, and I'm glad I did, because the carburetor's the way to go for me. Easier for me to work on, being old school and all. All right, rockers, get them out of there. Yeah, half. These you gotta loosen little bits at a time, because there's some tension on them. I better get that 1/2 inch wrench. There's my 1/2 inch wrench socket. There's tension on this because of springs and lifters. Little bits at a time, nice and even. There. There. You could just check cam and make sure it's off the lobes too, and then you got your loosest point, which I think that's where I might be on that front cylinder. All right. Yeah. All right, I'm going to have to go on that side for that one. right, that's loose. All right, let's get these off. Get them two right out of the way. All right, I got my socket in there, my 1/2 inch. I start snapping these head bolts off. Oh, sorry, camera. All right, let's go the other. Well, I'll loosen these up while I'm here too. Then I gotta go to the other side and pull my decorative caps off. Oh yeah. All right, I go to the other side, get the caps off. All right, snap these ones off. There we go. They're dry. Okay. I have to get that in there a little different. Oh yeah. Now I have to get an extension. I can't get that one turning. Yeah, extension. Not enough room in there. Oh, yeah, that should work. There we go. Yeah, rock and roll. Crack, loose, off. All right. These ones off. Them in order, and I'll mark them after I get them off. Okay, that's those ones. Go back here. Always a nervous feeling pulling this stuff apart, man. It is. Because you want to make sure everything's right. And it wants to come right off on this side. Yeah, at least I'll get them all cleaned up. And okay, that's them. That head's totally loose. Almost there to the guts. Okay, that there, I'm gonna air hose that lightly. Pull the head off. Okay, front. Okay, front head is off. Oh shit, there's still crosshatch in there. Rear head is off. Okay, now, all right, I'm gonna go fill my coffee and I'll be back. I lost video on one cam, so of course, it'll be self-explanatory here. So I'm just gonna wiggle the head up, and I'm gonna do it all by hand. I can catch the piston here. It's not worrying about it hitting the back, but anyway, I'll return to the audio here. I just wanted to let you know that I did lose camera one. So, but it'll be good. Here we go. Okay. I'm gonna wrap this rag around. No, I think I can grab that. Yep, okay. Yep, that'll work. I can do it with one hand. All right. This head off. All right, put a little rest right there. Let that go forward. Lean that on there. Okay, next one. All right, well, I started pulling that one off and realized I forgot to turn the camera on, so I'm really batting it today. Come on, baby. We got enough room here. And again, I'm going to catch the piston with my hand, go real slow. Okay. Flatten it out so I can get this out of here. All right. The rear head. Okay, so that one is off. Okay, I'm gonna wrap a towel around there. A bit of rubbish there. Okay. Okay. One. More rags here. There, that feels better. All right, well, it's another day. I had some problems filming that day at the end of those clips. One of them, I was having problems with one of my cameras, kept heating up. So, but anyway, so, and then I had to go and had to get my business done. Well, then I got back and started tearing into this thing the next day. Forgot to start filming, and I was like halfway through it, and it just didn't make any sense to explain or to start filming at that point. So but I'm here today to explain to you what I did in that process of tearing it apart. After I got it apart, what I decided to do. What I decided to do was I checked all the clearances and everything. I checked the connecting rods to the crank side play, the play up and down, if there was any noise coming from there. There's nothing there. It's tight as hell. The specs on the connecting rod to the crank side play is like 20 thousandths. I couldn't even get a 5 thousandths gauge in there, so that's tight. There's nothing wrong there. I pulled the wrist pins off, pulled the pistons off. There was a lot of carbon buildup on it, on the heads too, when I got it apart and really looked at it. There was quite a bit for what I think. And the top of the pistons and that, I had to hit it on the wire wheel and get everything off. I checked the clearances on the wrist pin to the piston and the bushings that are in there, the connecting rod bushings. It's tight as hell. There's nothing coming from that. There's no problems there. So again, I had it all apart, and I was thinking maybe I'd have to do it. It's not. No. I have a problem when I hear these noises. It just freaks me out. I don't know why. Harleys are noisy. They have large clearances on, more than like your Jap bikes. So they are a little noisier, but it drives me nuts. So I end up trying to figure out what the noise is, and I do quiet it down, and when I find the certain things. So I just tore this thing apart to see if I could find something that was going to cause me problems later, and there's no problems. But getting it apart, from in my old dirt bike days, when you pull a cylinder off, you never just put the cylinder back on with the old rings. You re-ring it. You have to re-ring it. You'll never really see it with the eye unless there's really something wrong with where them rings are set in that cylinder, that piston going up and down. It makes its own home, and if you turn the piston ring a little bit and it's not setting in its home, then it's just going to wear faster. So you always re-ring it when you pull a cylinder off. I don't care. You do it. You re-ring it. Pull the rings off, deglaze it. It's not honing. You deglaze it because you get the shininess off. You want to get the cross hatches back in there. So that's what I did. I got the rings on there. The ring gaps are set. Everything is set. I'm ready to put this thing back together, but I want to show you what I did and what it looks like now. So let's do that. All right, so what I got here is this is the rear piston. It's all cleaned up nice. It's standard size, nothing, again, rings. Like I said, I pulled these out, checked the bearings in there, the bushings in there, and down in the crank, everything is good. Clearances are good. So I got these mounted back up, and it's set to go. So now it's a matter of me just putting it all back together. So, and here's what I got over here. I got my cylinders, and again, I deglazed them. I got the 60-degree crosshatch. That's what Harley recommends, and actually it wasn't hard to get. I used a Milwaukee right-angle drill, which is that drill right there. It's what I do for boring holes when I'm wiring a house. I use that, and I have this hone. This is a 240 grit, and this comes from the Harley Davidson service manual on what they want and what they say you should use. And so this is the hone that I use. It's the one recommended. It's 240 grit, and it worked great. Gave me those good cross hatches. I also took the cylinder heads and cleaned them up real good on the bottom, because there was a lot of carbon on this thing, and I thought that's a lot of carbon. It's a lot of carbon. Now that'll increase the compression ratio. It's amazing how much it changes your compression ratio. So I don't know if I got a few pings here or there, but because of the gas, and maybe it's a little higher compression, but we're going to find out. I think I'm set to go. Mic'd everything, mic'd the cylinders, I mic'd the pistons. They call for clearance piston to cylinder clearance is like 0.0016, which is a little more than 1.5 thousandths, and I was like at 1,000, so I'm all clean and good there. There's no problems. 100,000 miles. I was really surprised. I am really surprised that everything held up. Again, I change oil all the time, and I really try to maintain it. So now it's just a matter of putting this puppy back together and getting her fired up. So yeah, so anyway, that's where I'm at with this. This is the process that I went through, and I didn't film a lot of it. I know it's pretty hard and to get when you got to get your mind figured around everything. It's kind of an important thing to concentrate on it. And yeah, I didn't film it because I forgot one day too. So, but yeah. Well, anyway, that's where I'm at on this as far as getting ready to put this puppy back together. Her cylinders are done. I got everything on this motor is within specs even after 100,000 miles. So I think it's damn good. I'm very pleased with it. I get a lot more miles out of it. But anyway, I got more coming up as I put this together. I'll film all that and get some videos out. So I hope you like this. If you did, hey, hit that thumbs up and give me a knockout punch, all right? And then hit the subscribe button because that helps my channel. It keeps things going, and you know, I do this part-time and I like to put this stuff out, but if you're paying attention and like it, I keep doing it. So yeah, but all right, we'll catch you on the next one. Too much talking. Peace.